Hi there, and welcome to Tranquil Talks with Kris. I'm your host, Kris, and I'm really glad to be here with you. I'm really glad to be back here with you, back behind the mic, back in this space, reconnecting with you. Today, and I'm recording this on the morning of Friday, June the 19th. Today marks 6 weeks, literally, since my last pair of episodes were created and hosted. And at that time in early May, I hadn't intended to take a pause, let alone one for 6 weeks. I hadn't intended to take a pause from everything that was professional or business related, including this podcast. But I needed to, and I'm grateful that I noticed, or I had enough self-awareness of the signs that my mind and body were giving me. I had gone through, or I have gone through, 3 separate bouts of burnout in my life so far. 2 of them were during my corporate career, years back, and my most recent one, which was still a few years back, was on a personal level from caregiving. So I've been a caregiver to a few family members over the last few years, and at present day, I continue to be primary, or actually sole caregiver to one particular family member. And I will continue to be that. There's no hesitation on my part. That will never be a question for me whether to be the caregiver. It has been a very challenging experience, and I know that any caregiver listening, I know that you will certainly be able to relate. This family member that I'm caregiver for rightly wants to stay private on what they are experiencing and working through. I respect that fully. It's not my story to tell. What I can share is from my own perspective as someone supporting them, loving them, watching them, trying to help them as best I can. It's been filled with so many highs and lows and hope and fear and uncertainty and 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And it's a blend of so many things. And while I thought that I had been striking the right balance or attention to both caregiving and to my own needs, my energy, my emotional energy, physical, mental, I quickly began recognizing in early May that was not the case. My energy had continued to deplete and deplete and deplete to the point of empty. For myself, I noticed it through 2 very big cues that I've experienced before, and I thought, oh, yep, it's time to rework and reclaim energy. One was that I was getting very quick to frustration and to anger, and I am normally someone that is very even-keeled, quite laid back. It takes a lot to get me frustrated or upset. And I was very quick to that state of mind. And the second biggest cue for me, or obvious cue, was that I was starting to feel a constant state of exhaustion, no matter how much rest I was getting. So I made the decision to honor those cues and to work through it. And in previous bouts of burnout, it took me much longer to ride that wave and to get on the other side to recovery. I'm grateful that this time around it was 6 weeks in which I've begun to come to a place of reclaiming, to feel like I'm on the other side of it, while forever being mindful of just how easily things can, little by little, can really pick at one's finite resource of energy. So Today's episode, I truthfully debated whether to even record this. My goal is to come back as of next week. Starting next week, I will be back to 2 episodes a week, one fully in service to fellow introverts, the other in service to leaders and teams or orgs, all things communication. I debated, like, as I said, I'm going to be back on the mic starting next week, but I've genuinely missed you. I've missed having a chance to share and to speak and to be open. So that's why I'm here today, to reconnect, to say hello. I hope, dear listener, that you have been doing well. And if you haven't, for whatever your circumstances, for whatever your journey has been looking like, I want you to know that you deserve to focus on yourself, on your energy. I know I'm stating the obvious to say that it's a finite resource. You deserve to take care of yourself. And yeah, I will be back next week talking about all things communication, and now bundling that, intertwining that with what is inseparable from communication, which is energy. Funny enough, as I released all pressure these last 6 weeks to focus on business and professional initiatives, as I've released that, this aha of energy, the need to focus on energy sustainability was such a profound realization. So starting next week, that is what I'm talking about, the partnership between communication and energy. How do we design, as introverts, as leaders, as teams, how do we design or redesign communication that is truly human, that is healthier, sustainable, and energy aware? Thank you for letting me come back behind the mic today just to share more about where I've been, why I've been off the grid. And again, starting next week, I will be back to be fully in service to you, to provide you tools and resources and reflections to help you on your path to communication that works with your natural wiring and protects your well-being and your energy. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad to be back. Until next week, I wish you a beautiful rest of your Friday, a restful, peaceful, restorative weekend ahead, and I can't wait to be back again soon. Cheers.